One thing I usually ask myself a lot is like, if I could go back in time to meet my teenage self, like, what would I tell him? Because I'll say at least for me, that's when I started to become conscious. So around the time I was 16, 17 years old. So now I'm about turning 23. I'll be 23 in like 1 month, so a month and a half, something like that. It's really scary to me, but it feels like it's a very tricky question because on one hand, it's like, oh, I have so much advice to give to him. But on the other hand, it's like, what is my advice? What if, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, as 5, 6, 7 years later, me of today didn't become the person my past self desired so much. So, basically taking advice from the failure. But nevertheless, I just thought like I am still my future self, whether I became the successful version of him or the failed version. So what would I tell him if I could go back in time? Like I'm 16, let's assume I could go back to my 16 years old self. Like obviously there's a lot I want to tell him, like so many shit. But one of the things I'll probably just have the biggest of them all. Not even just 16, like even up to maybe 6 months ago, right? So we're in July, today is July 21 or so as I'm recording this. So even like the beginning of this year, I think the thing I would just say is always focus on the future. Like, I've heard this mantra of, oh, live in the moment and enjoy the present days. And like, to me, I feel like that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, always, like, future should be your priority. Because what happens is, the future then becomes today. So it's like, your today is basically the actions the you of yesterday did. Like, you're basically just experiencing the things you did in the past, like today, right? So, for example, if yesterday night I spent all night, just watching YouTube or watching TikTok, just watching garbage on social media, watching porn and checking out, putting my meat, busting out. That's so fucked up. But anyways, whatever it could be, whether or you persisting all night just playing video games or going for parties, drinking, smoking, like name, put whatever name tag you want to put there. And I basically did that till like maybe 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Today, I'm going to feel extremely tired. I'm going to feel like I'm probably going to have like headache. I'm going to feel dizzy, deprived. My eyes are probably going to burn and will be red. So, but it's like all those symptoms, all those like feelings, all those experiences are only happening to me because of what I did yesterday. So it's like me of today is going to either suffer or enjoy from the choices I made yesterday. So that's the thing I always said to like always just focus on tomorrow. Right? It's like forget about today. And the other thing also is like no amount of joy or pain is worth settling for. Honestly, because I'm thinking back to when I was 16 years old, like I'm trying to think of the thing that I was thinking then, like, wow, if I can just have this, life would be great. Like, oh, this is the most fun thing I can do. And I genuinely can't even think of anything. Right? Maybe then I was like, oh, maybe if I can play this video game. Right? At the time I was like, oh, if I can get like a PlayStation 4. At the time I was 16, PlayStation 5 was not come out yet, so it was just PS4. If I can play the PS4, like if we can own it, oh, that's the biggest thing in the world. Guess what? Today we have the PS4. I don't even play that shit, bro. I literally don't even play it. So it's like, is that your enjoyment? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Or thinking maybe, maybe the girl, like, oh, if the hottest girl in our set could like in our school, like our class, group or whatever. I'm trying to think of the hottest girl then. Like, and it seems that, bro, we're all like teenagers, we're all children, so it's like, bro, the hottest girl is like a girl that was really going through puberty or whatever. But even if miraculously, right, she managed to like fall for me or we fell in love or we had sex or whatever. It's like, bro, that's not worth anything today. It's literally worth nothing today. And it's crazy because even good memories as well, because back then I was like really, really shy, really, really quiet. And that's another something. I think maybe whether I should tell them these stories on this channel, I should start on the channel, but that's another discussion. But I was really, really shy, I was really, really quiet, really awkward and all that. But obviously, because I was like a boy, like there were still fun memories that came from that, and a lot of bad or sad memories as well. But it's like, at the end of the day, none of it matters. Like, what made me happy, like my definition of a good memory 7 years ago, it doesn't really mean anything for me today. And obviously, like I could look back a lot of times and just laugh about silly things we did when we were in secondary school, right? But it's like that is not what's stalling or destroying your progress for your future self. So it's like your brain and everything should just always be in the future, like the future, the future, the future. And it's easy to say, and this is one talking to me, presently that's still giving this advice. But it's extremely easy to say, but it's very hard to do because it's like, how like is it? You of today just wants to get all the fun, all the good things, all the good feelings. You just want to get it today. Then the pain, you just want to forget about it. But it seems that pain, you can't just forget about it, right? It's like they come together, right? So if you do something that maybe you eat the junk food, right? Which is something I've been doing a lot recently, which is just sad. Like the fun is that right now you eat the junk food and you feel, delicious. The bad thing is, first of all, you gain weight, right? You literally look like shit. Secondly, other than even gaining weight, you just feel worse overall. Like your body just feels shitty. You feel sluggish. You feel lethargy. Like you just feel wrong. You just feel worse overall, right? But the thing is that feeling of worse doesn't come this very moment you eat the junk food. It comes later, maybe like few hours, few minutes, few days later, or whatever. It's just like when you drink or you smoke or whatever, right? You get that high, that down, that crash in energy, that dip. It doesn't come right now, it comes later. So it's like you're always trying to just get the good and push away the bad. But the problem is that bad, you can't just push it away. So you just delay it, and guess what? Your future self, which is still fucking you, is just going to be the one that will suffer everything. So back to my point, like no amount of joy, no amount of thing that I think is fun or enjoyment is working. Because I'm trying to just think that 16 years old, what could be my peak fun? Like this is 10 out of 10 enjoyment, fun, dopamine, overload, whatever. Like I can't even think of anything. Maybe it's like what, like I'll get to play the latest video game, or I get to use the latest smartphone at the time. And when I was 16 years old, the latest smartphone was Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus and the iPhone 11 series. So I get to use that. Like bro, those phones today don't mean shit, right? So it's like nothing then, nothing of the present moment, nothing of today is what's stalling your progress for tomorrow. Like that, don't get distracted by anything in this reality because everything here, like they are not, you are just not what it's. And even if we move a little further from when I was 16 to maybe when I was like 20 or 21 years old, it's the exact same thing. Like I'm trying to think of the girls I had a crush on them, like they don't mean shit to me today, right? At least not really. And peak enjoyment for me then was, I get to be able to watch as many YouTube videos as I want. So I get to have so much money that I can buy as many junk food as I want. Now I can do that today and like it doesn't mean shit, right? Like for the future that you could build instead of doing this, like is the trade is not worth it at all. Because it's like you could spend all your time today trying to, maybe use like just eating junk food or having fun. But it's like your future tomorrow you are like delaying it. And the crazy thing is you go through a hard time as well. And in the moment it feels bad as fuck, it feels suck, you just hate it. But in the future you don't like it. The future version of you and the past version of you, they are so disconnected that whatever it felt, whether good or bad, it doesn't affect me. Whatever I'm feeling doesn't affect him. So whatever thing that was made like very painful then made me very sad, made me cry, made me like, insecure, whatever, like I just don't care today. It doesn't affect me, not in the slightest. So it's like trying to use that to be the compass of my life. Like that is like extremely retarded, right? So long story short is like just focus on the future. Let's focus on the future. And when I say focus on the future, what do I mean? I will just say do the right, like the set of activities that the good set of activities that their rewards are delayed. So most times, like in the moment it's painful, it's not fun, but in the future it's very good. So this is like working out, eating healthy, going to sleep on time, reading your Bible, praying to God, taking care of your body. I don't know, going to sleep properly, right? All those type of activities, right? But I'll probably argue the biggest one is just get skilled at something. I'll argue the biggest one is get skilled at something. Like you want to start working towards something, right? So I'll argue it doesn't even really matter what it is, You might think, oh, I'll say some shit like, oh, get skilled as AI software or go invest in Bitcoin, but like it doesn't really matter. Just get skilled at something because at the end of the day, like that's how you win. Like if you are very good, if you are extremely skilled, it doesn't matter the domain, it doesn't matter the business model, it doesn't matter the content, it doesn't matter, like you're going to win. At the same time, if you're shit, it doesn't matter the domain, it doesn't matter the business model, it doesn't matter, like you're shit, you're not going to win. So just focus on doing all those good habits and getting skills, that was it. Then I would still add an asterisk, which is don't be a weirdo. It's like just don't overthink and don't be a weirdo. What do I mean by that? So when I was 17 years old, or about turning 17, right? So I was about to write exams to enter into the university. So normally as here in Nigeria, you go to like lectures. There's like a series of trainings or teachings, lectures, sessions to prepare for the exams. That is not really your school. Normally you have like your school, your secondary school. So this one is almost like an institution, just like a weird institution thing. Like a person. So anyways, long story short, I went to this institution place and there was this girl that used to sit at the front. I still remember her name was Esther. So she used to sit at the front, I was usually at the back as usual. She used to be way at the front. So it's like obviously I had a big crush on it from the very first day. So I remember the first day, maybe like first week I was in that place, I was just bored as fuck, just looking around like, I hate my life, why am I here? At the time, so I also started to kind of get into entrepreneurship and, who was skipping the matrix and whatever. So I remember I was just looking around and this girl walks past, she didn't walk past me, she walks. And for whatever reason, it's almost like she was the only person that just caught my eye, right? It's like every other person just looks like NPCs just doing their daily activities. But for whatever reason, she just, I don't know, something about her just stood out to me at the time, I had a crush on her. So long story short, so I had this massive crush on this girl. So it seems that it's not really about maybe trying to talk to one and get her to become your girlfriend, and that maybe that was not too far fetched. The simple thing I should have just tried is to just at least interact with her, because every single day I'm at the back just like spying on her. So it's like that's what I mean by just don't be weird, right? So you're focusing, so like this is my advice to my younger self, right? Focus on the future, obviously. Get rid of all, like just any bad habits, every bullshit, like just get rid of them. Forget it, like it's not what it's. The porn, junk food, video games, the experiences, the friends you're trying to impress or whatever, like they're just not what your stuff, like they're not what it at all. Just focus on your future, focus on getting skilled and doing all the right, like the good habits that are trying to make you a better human being. Then if you are going through your day-to-day life, so just like I was when I was in this lecture place, and you see like, for whatever reason, some girl just, catches your attention for whatever reason, and you somehow, someway, you find out you have a crush on her. Like, just don't be weird, like, can't talk to her, right? Like, don't use this bullshit excuse, don't use this bullshit, oh, I'm locked in, oh, I'm focusing on myself, oh, don't care about, like, lies. And you know it's a lie. We both know, like, I knew it was a lie, you know it's a lie, everybody knows it's a lie, right? I will still get to this also. But if it's to my younger self anyways, like just go and talk to her, right? Like maybe you shouldn't even aim so high, because then my confidence was shit. I was just 16. So what the fuck did I even know about girls? And probably the girl, so she probably was also a teenager as well, because we probably were around the same age range and all that. So she probably was also 16, 17 years old, whatever she was. So it's like she should have not, it wasn't going to turn to like a serious relationship that eventually leads to marriage or whatever. Like that's probably not going to happen. But at least just basically like expressing myself like a fucking human being, like, that's not a problem at all. So when if you're going through your day-to-day activities, you're focusing on yourself, you're doing the right habits, learning, building the skills, whatever. Like something like that now, you're like a school setting, whatever, there's some girl that just catches your attention, like go and talk to her, don't be weird, right? Like also if maybe, for example, your class, right, like those days we used to have like Like when I was in secondary school, there was like just little class activities here and there, like the students were just cool. So one thing they used to do a lot to them was like rap battle or something like this. It's not really rap battles, but at least that time it was kind of fun. So, but point is like they will hit the table. So something like so somebody will be doing that, try to like build up a beat. So another person will now just start rapping, but it was obviously it was cringe for like teenagers, so just messing around. But the thing is that I also wanted to be part of that, thing. Like it just meant so much to me at the time. I don't know why. But that's what I also mean by don't be weird. Like if it means so much to you and you really want to like just fucking join, man. Like you don't have to sit in the corner and be so like, oh my god, I want to join the singing stuff, but oh, I'm so scared. Oh, what do I see? Okay, this like just stop. I just gotta participate, right? Like just don't be weird. So the point I'm trying to make is like opportunities like that when they present themselves, like jump on it. Don't be fucking weird, man. Like just talk to the girl or talk to the guy. It's like if it's a place you're going to go, if it's like activities you're doing, maybe it's like a sports group or so, like just participate, right? Like just don't be weird at all. So long story short, like this, long story short, to summarize everything I'm saying. Most important thing, which is like should always be your priority, focus on your future. Future is like most important thing. Forget about whatever today has to offer. Like trust me, whatever you think is the most fun thing like in your today is not like it doesn't is shit compared to the future. And this is crazy because you don't need to necessarily become like super duper successful, bro. Just growing older, like your definition of fun or definition of things that give you fulfillment, like it just changes. So try to optimize your life for just things that feel fun or feel sweet or feel good. Like it's pretty stupid. Just like I'm saying, when I was 16 years old, it was like my own definition of max fun, like happiness, like it's bullshit, right? I was just like, oh, if I can play the latest video game, or oh, if my mom can buy me a PS4, like it's stupid, right? And probably my own current version of fun today is probably going to be stupid compared to like my 5 years version. So I shouldn't even be trying to focus on fun things today, right? I should just be focused on building that my 5 years version. I should just be focused on 5 years later, I want my life to actually be like this. And just like I've discussed before, it's all cause and effects. So if I do this set of actions, my life in the future is more likely going to be like this, right? So it's just like if I do 100 push-ups every day, there's a high chance 6 months from now I'll have a six-pack or I'll have a big chest or whatever, just 100 push-ups was going to give to you, right? So it's like if I work very hard on my business, if I learn this skill of sales or copywriting or business in general or whatever, right? There's a high chance in the future I'm going to like be rich as fuck. I'm going to be extremely skilled, I'm going to be extremely valuable. Then while you're doing all that, why I love saying, living that. And also focus on the good habits, I think I said that. So go to sleep on time, stop eating junk food, stop watching porn, stop spending all day on your phone, stop, whatever other habits out there. Then while you're doing all that, if as you're going about your day, maybe you find like you see some girl and she catches your attention, talk to her. Right? It's like you're maybe go and your friend invites you for a party, right? Like go to the party, bro. Like, don't be weird, like just right. So that's pretty much it. Obviously there are million other things I'd like to tell my past self and others. But if I just had to like boil it down to just like the most important I would argue is just that like I feel like if I had done that religiously over the last few years, like I would be so much further ahead than where I am right now. But at the end of the day, there's no time machine. Like they used to say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago or today. So I'm going to plant my own tree today. Or if you're younger than me, even if you're the same age, if you're younger, like bro, just the future is the only thing we should be focused on. All this full focus on the present moment, like it's all bullshit. I feel like that advice only applies if you are doing the right habits. Like, but if you're just like living like the average person, like bro, there's nothing to focus on in the present. Like fuck the present moment. That only makes sense if maybe you're spending time with like your parents and all of those. Like that makes sense, right? But just like day to day, like fuck the like what is there to like there's nothing to benefit from today, right? Think about the most fun thing you can do. Sit around and play video games. Like how the fuck is that your fun? How is that your own definition of happiness, right? Alright, like right now maybe my own definition of happiness is cool if I can buy like a Lamborghini or if I can make that much money to be able to afford a Lamborghini, I'll be the happiest man in the world. And it kind of sounds true to me today, but I'm sure 5 years later when Lamborghini doesn't even mean anything to me. Like it's just like, bro, that's retarded as fuck. How the fuck is that like your goal? Like how is that like how is that the thing that's going to supply you your happiness and fulfillment and dopamine? Just as 5 years ago I'll be like, oh, if I'm able to buy the iPhone 11, I'll be the happiest man. Like, bro, just shut up. It's like, no, I can buy the iPhone 11, but it doesn't really mean shit to me, right? The iPhone 11 is not, it's not really like, it's just a phone, right? Even if it's the iPhone 17 or the 18 or whichever other iPhone comes out, like, they're not just phones at the end of the day, so that can never, like, fulfill that hole in my heart. So anyways, I've been rambling for too long now. Focus on the future, do the right habits, and, just don't be weird. If, like you see some guy and you think the guy is cool, talk to him. If you're walking around, maybe you see a group of people doing like, maybe they're all like, maybe they're into coding or software and development or whatever it is. So like maybe you go to the place and you notice this group of guys, they're all like software developers. Talk to them, like just don't be there, don't sit around and be, oh, I really want to talk to them, but I'm shy. Oh boy, if I go, I'm on my grind, so isn't it this? Like just stop all that, just go and talk to them, right? So after you finish that interaction, get back to the drums. Simple as that. Simple as ABC.